this video में बताने वाला हूँ कि when I started my MSc at IIT Bombay, what are the challenges that I faced. So I'm going to talk about the challenges so that if you are going to start your MSc from some IITs or some other institute, then you can utilize this information to stop making those mistakes that I made during my MSc. So let's this video started. So when I started my MSc at IIT Bombay, the first thing is that I was from the computer science background. And being from the computer science background, the main thing was that I was not so well versed with the statistics concept. So obviously, if you are just the course at IIT Bombay, obviously they apply the statistics and informatics, but the courses were highly theoretical in the first semester, especially from the mathematics background. We had to subject like real analysis, obviously the probability theory, and it was very different probability theory. The course that was actually some definition that I had not studied before. So obviously student study different type of things like probability based theorem and random variables and distributions, all those things, but whatever the basic that I started at that place was different. So obviously every course was something that I had studied somewhere in my graduations. But the thing is that since I was not from the mathematics or core statistics background, so I had not focused more on those types of things. So basically in the first semester I had to study a lot, and the main thing was that there was a coding class also, C++. So that thing was my favorable reason, because I was from the computer science background. So that's the point where I did not face any problem. So being from the computer science background, I used to think everything as the coding way. When the company started coming the first semester for the internship, they started asking some questions related to the data science and machine learning, and I had actually done a lot of projects in the machine learning, but the thing was that I had done a lot of coding and there was less theoretical portion that I was studying. The thing was that I had to study a lot of basic statistical concept to understand the class itself. So the people started actually teaching a lot of things related to the probability, but obviously those things were from the basic, but there was something that you need to study before starting those concepts. So I had to study all those concepts prior to those things. Obviously in the second semester when they started teaching the regression thing, they were expecting that I know, the students are all aware about the hypothesis testing and all the different kind of things, distributions and non-parametric test and all those things. So those things actually I had to study by myself, and those spending some of the time from my own side to the course actually helped me a lot better to gain the good understanding of the course. But the thing was that mostly the problem that I faced was inside I was from the computer science background and I had to study from the statistics background. So the first thing that I want to talk about is that whenever I set for the interview from the internship point of view, the company actually started asking a lot of statistical concepts. So they first started asking, are you from the computer science background? I don't know. So, and the second thing is that when the class started for the campus, actually the way the evaluation pattern is at IT is actually different from what it has been the normal colleges. So IIT normally the exams was divided into two parts, the midsem and endsem, and before the midsem there were 2 to 4 quizzes for a particular subject, and after the midsem there were 2 to 4 quizzes for a particular subject. So it was happening that in the beginning when the exam actually started from the first quiz, it felt like that we are actually giving exams in each week. So that was a lot a cultural shift from the IIT, the normal college, to the IIT Bombay, because at IIT Bombay we had actually a lot of things, a lot of quizzes, a lot of exams, seminars and all those things, and that thing actually helped me those things actually was bad because we were not from that particular culture. Normal universities like the Banaras University we were at, so those particular places we had just 2 exams, the midsem and the endsem, but here you have to face a lot of exams for a particular subject, and there are a lot of tutorial classes also. Tutorial classes means after each lecture the teacher used to give us some problem to practice, and obviously the next class some particular class were assigned in a week and where that problems were discussed. So a lot of things were happening at that time, and changing. Obviously we're just struggling with the culture, how the things are at the IT and how the things are at the our normal colleges. But eventually after the first sem it actually felt like that okay, this is the thing actually happening inside the IT and we have to progress like this. So from second semester onward everything was good, and after the first semester I actually set for the couple of companies interview for the internship, also for the summer internship that was going to hold after the first year. And at that place I actually struggled a lot, because the thing was that I used to explain the thing by the code way, what is the regression. So yes, I have implemented the regression, implemented the software vector machine, all those things, neural network. But the thing was that they started asking the theoretical concept. So I was also new to the data science world, and I also don't means I was not so or not aware that people actually start asking a lot of theory. Obviously, coding thing anyone can do, and that was the thing that I had did. So that means led to a lot of rejections in the company. And when after the second year, and after that means during the third year, when I started learning a lot of the machine learning theory, then I came to know that okay, these are the things actually being asked in the interview, and these are the thing that you need to answer. So obviously. One of my misconception was that like in data science everything is related to code, but nothing is related to code. Obviously, any company actually visiting the IITs or colleges like that actually asked a lot of questions related to the theoretical aspect, and those things were the means the things that you need to answer to get into that company. So that particular thing was there. Obviously, I made some mistake regarding the statistical and computer science background. Obviously, like when you are from the computer science background, obviously one to solid yes, you know how to code. But obviously in the data science you need to know theory, statistics, mathematics, some basic things related to regression, hypothesis testing, and all those things. And that will actually lead you to like solving some problem in the interview so that you can get to the interview. So obviously I was not able to get any internship, but the thing is that I had a lot of time in the summer also to focus at my skills, and actually I did two research project, which two real-time project on the COVID dataset, because COVID was new at that time. And obviously those helped me getting in the placement in the good companies. And till now also, when I apply to the other companies, it said that okay, this is the some real-time project that you have done. So obviously like project matters in the company. And obviously if you just don't get any internship in the college, so means it was my mistake, I was not able to do internship, but obviously I did some project to just compensate for that particular mistake. And things that when I joined the college, I had not so much good communication skill, so I was not able to explain something very easily. I was not able to explain whatever I thinking to the interviewer, and this actually led to a very gap. You can say that there was a gap between what I want to tell to the interviewer and what the interviewer was actually understanding. So that actually also did not actually that's one mistake. I was not so much good at communication skill, but obviously the way I realized, yes, I need to improve my communication skill, I need to improve the way I explain the things, and obviously I worked on that during the placement also. And obviously there was a lot of things happened, COVID and all those things, we can discuss all those things later. But obviously not having good communication skill was one of my mistake, and that actually also helped me. Obviously that led to the lot of rejections from the interview also. And I was also not so good at like participating in a lot of communities, or participating in a lot of events that are happening inside IIT. So I could have just worked on the communication skill from the first year. There were a lot of ways, but obviously I don't know why I did not it, but obviously if I just try in the college, just keep things like you just try to work on your communication skill. Obviously these things will help you more in the placement times. So obviously I can just say that the main mistakes that I did is I was from the computer science background, so that was not my mistake. So obviously that was the first problem, and obviously I tackled that problem by studying more statistics. The second was I was from the computer science background, so obviously getting internship was difficult for me because I was not able to explain the statistical things. Obviously I took a lot of times, like 1 year, to study all those things, and then I moved to the more statistical background. And the third thing is that not having good communication skill. But obviously there are more mistakes that I made. The fourth mistake that I made is actually I had not participated in a lot of competition inside the IT. So when you are the part of IT, actually there are a lot of competitions, lot of program actually going on just for you. A lot of events are happening, and it's those actually participating in those events will allow you to just showcase your extracurricular activities and just boost your confidence. Yes, you are just actually doing something apart from your study, you are doing pursuing your hobby, you're doing something that you like to do. So obviously I like music, I like writing, I like poetry, I like the story writing, I like the speech, obviously I like the sport. But obviously I did not participate in a lot of this. Just I participated in one story writing competitions, I won first prize. And after, at the end of IIT, I just participated in essay writing competition, I won the first prize. So there was a lot of opportunities inside IIT where I should have practiced, or obviously I should pursue my hobbies, and I should have participated in all those things that actually boost up my confidence. So I don't know what I was doing. I was just so much engrossed in the study that I was not able to take a lot of time to my hobbies. So obviously just take some time to just try to pursue some hobbies also. And obviously the time that you had in the IITs for 2 years, actually it will be just like sometimes you just see that you are getting bored or something like that. But obviously just try to get a good grasp of what thing. Study is the one thing, communication skill, getting job, but also try to also pursue your hobbies also. That means not all hobbies, but at least try to do 1, 2, 3 things, and that will actually help you a lot. The thing is that I was not part of any community. There are many students from my college who were actually some was an internship coordinator, someone was placement coordinator, someone was related to analytics club, someone was related to development club, some other department activities, the web development club, this that. And actually I had a lot of skills too. So I was very good at poetry, I was very good at analytical skills, I had very good at coding. But obviously I was so much underconfident and thought that to be part of these things, to be hold any key role in this particular thing, actually you need a lot of skills. So obviously I used to think that these are the parts that are actually interested related to the BTech student, and that's why I did not participate, I did not take any positions. I also thought that it will hamper my study, but after 2 years I get to realize that these things are actually very much helpful for those students who actually took those things, and it helped them getting placed at the good places. So obviously these skills that the key roles that you take part, being a internship coordinator, being a placement coordinator, or being a manager of some analytics club or something like that, which is a data visualization club or finance club. So being part of this thing, being a part of any managerial role, obviously for this student post actually help you a lot for improving, or you can say that sharpening your leadership skills or different type of skills that you need. Obviously the communication skills you can also improve by these things. So try to get into some positions, try to be something, some part of all the things actually help you a lot to get placed. And obviously I know that not a lot of students and do this thing, they think that this is going to hamper their study, but obviously you have to take part. You have to get you have to try to get everything you can at the time when you are at IT. So I will try to bring more mistakes, more suggestions if you are just trying to join the IT, and it will actually help you a lot to designing your career. Obviously towards the end of IT, actually a lot of things happened with me. Actually I was overweight and I was not having any job, so obviously I get a job, and then I was reduced my weight 23 kg in the 3 months. So obviously I'll be making a lot of videos like obviously what the mistakes I did and what are the good things happened with me. So a lot of videos will be coming for this my entire IT journey also, so we'll discuss a lot of things. So just now for this video, and just don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We will bring more such videos. I will bring more such videos on data science college life, and so that you can just enhance your skills so that you can get to the good places after the IT also. So thanks for watching.